What is up, everyone? Antonio Munoz, also known as Esteban Rhapsody here, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a combination of lessons that I already discussed a few days ago to make up for all the days that I didn't make a video, and for that I apologize. I have no excuse for that because I believe that ignoring this routine isn't healthy because I want this commitment to be strong. So I wanted to do a little recap to see how I can strengthen this routine and and give it a better reputation on my reality. So I wanted to talk again about fear of judgment and when it's best to be silent and when it's better to be more communicative. Um, Again, fear of judgment. All of humanity has a problem with fear of judgment. Again, even I have a fear of judgment. Um, a lot of people today of maybe separate religious beliefs or separate political beliefs, or even people that like to flaunt their sexual ideas to strangers that have no need to know their business. It's very much harassing when they look at someone in the street just trying to make an honest living by preaching what they studied and believed to be the true word of God. And by living, I don't mean like profit or money. I mean an actual survival. When they see someone just trying to share the message, that they call him judgmental. They don't call him a saint. All they call him is judgmental. They claim to, all these people, we all claim to be about peace and acceptance, but when we see people like that having said no words of hate to anyone, pure saints, when we see people like that, we did exactly what we did to Christ, and we stone them, and we tell them how they deserve to die, and we tell them to kill themselves, and it's disgusting. It's revolting. And I wanted to bring that up again because I think that's why I keep stopping in the middle of these, because of my fear of judgment. And it's arising from the dangers of my silence, as I discussed before. Silence in solitude. When you're all by yourself, if you're silent about how you're living your life, that's going to be very dangerous, and that's where fear of judgment arises, because you never know when it's going to hit, and then suddenly you have this urge. You don't know what it is, you don't know where it's coming from, but there's this sudden urge in you, something instinctive, and as you're doing it, it's as you're playing with it, you're telling yourself how this is disgusting, and you know that deep down inside you really don't want to be doing this, and that God wouldn't want you to do this, but you keep on giving into it because you didn't speak to yourself before. Because this isn't just satanic. That's the primary factor playing in all this, but it's also primal. It's instinctive. You shouldn't be silent. You shouldn't be silent in solitude, because that's for animals. Animals rely on instinct. We don't. We are human beings created in the image of God. We have reason. Animals can't go to hell because God didn't design them to. They live on instinct because they're animals. Yes, scientifically we're part of the animal kingdom, but we ourselves are not distinctly animals. And that's why it's bad to keep silence in solitude, because only animals are silent. Only animals are silent. And I mean that mostly literally, but also metaphorically. If you're mute, you don't have a problem. All right, God's still with you. But it's only really now that I'm starting to see the dangers of it, and even if it feels repetitive, I always feel with this acknowledgement that I'm learning something new from God. But that's why it's important to reflect on these. Even if you're looking at a past lesson, if your sin is in repetition, you need to have your virtue in repetition as well, because believe it or not, that will cower that will not cower, that will cover over the sin, that will blot out the sin. Trust me, if even if your sin is repetitive, if you keep your virtue repetitive as well, if you keep your routine in the same circle, trust me, it's going to be a lot stronger. And trust me, even with the same length, it will blot everything out with the power of time. I hope you all have a good night. I hope you take this lesson into consideration, and I promise that I'll be more true to my routine this time. Have a great night. God bless you all.